I mean, and I was saying like to Oleg earlier on, I suppose eventually it'll get to a point where you literally don't have a choice but to
Well,
buy an
look at
electric
Amsterdam,
vehicle.
right? Amsterdam, there is just electric cars. You're not
Oh,
allowed to
is
have
it?
any other cars there.
Do you think
Yeah.
London will get there as well?
Probably. They regularly update their. They're trying to reduce the carbon emissions in central London. So a lot of the, I mean, the buses are now electric or hydrogen cells.
Yeah.
You have to pay a severe fee depending on your carbon emissions in a certain zone. So yeah, it's been pushed that way, and they're going to stop selling traditional fossil fuel combustion engine type cars. They're going to stop selling them in
2035 or something.
It might even be in the next few years.
You serious?
So I know diesel was out by a certain time, and then
wow,
combustion. I think it was 2035. Yeah, I think it was 2035 that Boris said that there will be no more combustion engine cars manufactured, something like that. So, yeah.
And is that just UK or that's the whole Europe?
There's a common trend. I mean, Germany is the one I'm watching because they love their cars as well.
Yeah.
And they're not as strict, but it's the same chatters there. I mean, the Netherlands are very pro clean living, clean cars, clean everything.
Yeah.
And everything around there. So I suspect Belgium will go next. France, well, who knows what the French will do. But if Germany starts changing, there's a lot of car manufacture done in Germany. Let's see that will have a knock-on effect on the rest of Europe.
So Andrew pulled up an article which says 2030 petrol and diesel ban
in the UK.
Yeah,
in the UK. Yeah.
I have to get rid of my diesel car.
Best
it's already devalued. Diesel car values have just dropped.
That's fine. Then I can pick up one for a good price then.
Well, this is what I'm hoping. I can pick up an old Defender 110 maybe.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do you think the infrastructure associated, once Europe transitions to electric by 2040, so the infrastructure that's required for the combustion engine vehicles will shrink and will be replaced by the infrastructure that's required to service the the electric vehicles?
It's a common discussion when people are talking about buying a car. Are they going to buy electric or traditional? And they always like, oh yeah, we should always try and do the good green thing. Let's not even get onto how green is an electric car really. But the infrastructure is not there. Yes, the fuel cells and that whole energy system that drives the car and its recharging and its storage capacity, all that stuff's has got a lot better in the last 10 years, and I expect that will continue to get more efficient. But there was never enough charging. But actually, Tesla invested in a lot of charging points to increase that infrastructure
around UK.
Yeah. Service stations, there was the problem where it was, you'd have your traditional pumps in the service stations on the highways, and they'd always have electric charging points as well. But quite often they were inefficient or out of order. So yeah, the infrastructure had a long way to go, and I think it's going to get there.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to get to a point, if you're buying a house, you want to know not just what the broadband capabilities are in the area, you want to know if your house has got a charging point for your car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I see in a couple of malls here in Joburg, there are charging points for cars.
Which ones?
I think Hyde Park is one, and I think Sandton is another.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are they for specific vehicles, for the BMW?
I think the other one I saw was Mainland as well.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so you're going to say
are they for the specific vehicles? Because
I think they've standardized. Haven't they standardized on the plug points now?
I'm not sure. I know Tesla uses a very specific one.
But I'm sure you would be able to buy an adapter that would make it to.
Yeah.
I mean, it would only make sense that the car companies agreed on what the.
But the technology is changing. It's a bit like cell phones and the charging
Port.
ports on the phone, those cables kept changing over years because people wanted to charge faster. And I suspect that's what's going to happen here.
Yeah. Lester's got a good point.
It's a good point. But I mean but I mean think about the changing of the ports on the cell phones. Did they really have to change the orientation of the port to make it go faster?
I think they did.
Why?
I'm not sure, but like you could see the differences between like different generation of the iPhone chargers, and you can see the
but you can't talk about iPhone. Just talk about Samsung.
Okay, even the Samsung.
No, the thing is that
but it's like but then you get different manufacturers of car, you get different manufacturers of cell phones. They're all going to want to adapt.
I'm saying let's just talk about Samsung, because Samsung's a lot easier to follow what's happened there.
Yeah, their charging port has changed like
three times. Three times.
3 times, yeah.
Yeah. So no, but that's what I'm saying. Did they have to change the orientation? They went from micro USB to micro. What?
Micro USB.
It'd be B to C.
C, yeah.
Yeah. Did they have to do that to make it go faster? I don't think so.
I'm not sure.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know. Who knows?
But I think Lester's got a point. I think it's like those charging adapters for the vehicles will keep on evolving to basically charge them faster.
Possibly. But I mean,
we can't end up with different connectors. If we end up with too many, then that the infrastructure won't support that.
But
then you're gonna have to carry your own adapter.
No, but listen, I'm thinking about it now. No, but the question here is, just going back, I mean, is it actually the connection, the adapter, that makes the difference, or is it the fact that, like, for instance, like they've upped the amperage on the charger itself?
Yeah.
What's the differentiating factor?
Not sure.
Because they went from 1 amp to 2 amp to 3 amp now charges.
Yeah.
I would imagine the only thing that you need to make sure is that the gauge of the wire can carry that amperage. I don't think you need to change the connector per se. I don't know. Because, I mean, the USB cable's got a specific standard, right?
Yeah.
How do you get it to go faster? They don't go and change the USB standard, do they?
I think it became less. They did change the USB standard.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, on an existing one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went from my Samsung S9 to my S20.
Yeah.
My S20 charges faster than my S9. They both use USB-C cables.
But they use different adapters, right? Different
chargers.
Different charges, yeah.
What's the difference between the charges? The amperage.
The amperage, yeah.
Not the cable.
Yeah. And the capacity for the phone to handle that amperage.
Yeah, no, fair enough. But what I'm saying is
We're getting technical here.
It's not the adapter itself. No, well, exactly. We are getting technical. But
So can I blow your minds a bit? So we've just opened a new data center in the Greater London area, and we've got a whole bunch of electric charging stations there. That's not the biggie. The biggie is we also put network ports on those chargers.
Network boards.
Yeah.
So you can hack into it. Is that what you're saying?
No, which means, because a lot of technology that we're going to see in our lifetime is coming to the cars we drive. There's so much coming that requires internet access, and there's a lot of data that's produced by the cars, which has to be offloaded somewhere. So rather than that just go through your mobile phone off to be stored somewhere, we can just download off your car while you're charging it. Okay.
So is that data that's going back to the manufacturer, or where does it go back to?
Yeah.
Wherever.
Or
like
for
the manufacturers,
your car will have apps, right?
Yeah.
Need to be updated.
So your apps need updating. They need decent connectivity for updates, for whatever. So rather than just use the bandwidth on your phone, you now have a fiber cable plugging into a car.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like,
that's amazing.
The whole sort of data privacy thing, just light bulb goes off in my head about, you know, like when you buy the car and you start up the car and it's got the question is like, do you want to share anonymous data with the manufacturer of the car?
Yeah.
So that they can improve their product.
Yeah, sure. But I'm thinking more of autonomous cars.
Okay.
And they need constant updates. They need traffic updates. They need a lot of information, and they share information about where they are.
Yes.
This is all key in the future. I mean, in the future, we're probably not going to buy cars to own anymore because it just won't be worthwhile. And all cars on the road will be owned by the car manufacturers, and we would just pay per use.
Yeah. Call an app.
Yeah. So you will have the ability to retain your own data, but the car's actual operation will require a lot more data, if that makes sense.